Chuen, Nagayas Tuaskene, Wakachanepi Ganagire, Disne Wakachanepiat, Hanek Gane Tuitre Neque, Danigiathe, Rochnawa Gavik Senahewawe, Chutnage Gissis Seta, Scarure Diwagat Fnutne. De got gut nigu and Guinesco Rura Ganis hath no wagarakwe. Hello. I hope that you are at peace. I'm happy to be here and I'm glad that you are here also. Donnie is my name. He is a current in the swamp is my traditional name. Beaver is my clan. Tuscarora is my nation. I come from the Drowning Creek Tuscarora Longhouse. Today I'd like to speak to you about the previous Beaver Tales edition this past Wednesday in the News Journal in Hope County. My latest column discusses the recent appointments of the Lowry brothers, Jared Lowry of the House of Representatives to the Department of Interior, and his brother, Lumbee Tribal Chairman John Lowry, to the House of Representatives as his replacement, and what that means for the representation among indigenous peoples here in the Southeast. While these appointments have drawn attention and celebration, they also highlight a deeper issue of imbalanced representation. The Tuscarora Nation, North Carolina, is already acknowledged through several standalone treaties that predate the Lumbee Act and affirm our pre-contact sovereignty and ancestral land rights. Yet some continue to dismiss that truth, including, in 2019, Representative Jared Lowry, who tried to label the Tuscarora as a splinter group of the Lumbee tribe. That's not only inaccurate, it's erasure. Even more recently, the Tuscarora Nation of New York has opposed the reaffirmation of the Tuscarora Nation of North Carolina by sending attorney letters claiming that we are not Tuscarora because of what happened after the Tuscarora Wars and Indian removal. But both the state of North Carolina and the federal government have reaffirmed that hundreds of Tuscarora families remain in the Southeast after the closing and sale of the old reservation lands, Indian Woods. Those families are the living continuity of the nation, our nation, right here in our homelands. The Tuscarora Nation of North Carolina does not require reaffirmation by the Confederacy to exist. Our sovereignty was never ceded. It was inherited. What we seek is collaboration, not validation. The Haudenosaunee Confederacy should see the North Carolina Tuscarora as kin, an opportunity to expand the rafters of the Longhouse, to protect our mutual claims and defend Turtle Island from the same colonial policies of divide and conquer that were meant to break us apart centuries ago. It's worth remembering that during the Tuscarora Wars, it was the Mohawk and the Seneca who came south to fight beside us, ensuring our survival. And even after the wars ended, the continued presence of the Seneca in our territory around 1717 is what convinced Virginia to sue for peace. That alliance, that unity, was what preserved both lives and legacy. Today, the same spirit of solidarity is what we need most. The Tuscarora Nation of North Carolina continue to represent ourselves, guided by ancestral teachings, even without a tribal leader in the State House or Bureau of Indian Affairs. If the Tuscarora Nation of North Carolina and the Haudenosaunee Confederacy stood together once more, it would be an indigenous force to be reckoned with. Not in opposition, but in defense of truth, land, and sovereignty. We appreciate your continued attention to these details. You can read more in my Beaver Tales column published every Wednesday. Nyawe Ethgetget.